Greetings, Guardians, my name is Byfear. Savathûn has once again revealed something more at the Altar of Reflection, and today I wanted to jump in and cover it, and some other important details that might pertain to the Witness, the enemy that has been uncovered in the shadows of Destiny's story, the enemy that is most likely to be at the apex of the darkness. However, as with all things involving the Witch Queen, not everything is as it seems. What's been happening at the Altar of Reflection? Well, it's another week, and it's another series of communications through the memories of Savathûn that are attached to each of the different objects we recovered in the campaign. The last week saw us taking a note of what was going on with the Enigma, and also what was going on with the Tablets of Ruin. This week, we looked into Sagira's shell. I wanted to play all 4 memories for you before we discussed things further.
When I lived as Osiris, I saw your world through human eyes. I've always been a student of humanity, but to live among you was a new delight. Love, loss, kindness, cruelty, pain, joy. A chorus of life. I savored every note. If only you hadn't killed me. I know what you're thinking. What is the Witness? What is its nature, its form, its purpose? Does its existence shatter your preconceived notions of light and dark? Does it shake your beliefs to the core, crumble the boundaries of fact and fiction? For some of you, it does. I saw that doubt when I walked in your city on human legs. But for you, Guardian, what does it mean for you? Let's play a game. 2 lies, 2 truths. Osiris is dead. Savathûn is dead. The Witness birthed the darkness. In the end, your destiny lies beyond this system. How provocative. Death, birth, and destiny, all in one riddle. What do you think, Guardian? We talked before. What is the Witness? This is the truth. The Witness was once mortal. Its people were blessed by the shadow of darkness, just as your kind were blessed by light. In that darkness, these beings found power and knowledge. But they were not content. Power and knowledge turned to greed and despair. The Witness was forever changed.
So as you can imagine, that last memory in particular is one we really want to focus on. If Savathûn has said this, and it's correct, then we just got the most staggering insight into the nature of the Witness, the darkness, and the greater game at play here. But the thing is, not everything is as it seems at this altar, and it may in fact not be the case that it's true. Last week we also had the whole 2 lies, 2 truths speech at the very beginning, and the thing is, I've been doing some digging. I want to go ahead and once again call attention to another Destiny lore channel. Whilst there are excellent commentators like myself and Myelin, there are other smaller channels, and there are some that focus purely on the content that you get in the game and the smaller tidbits of lore that you get surrounding it. that you might have missed, things like idle dialogue. That goes specifically on one channel called Destiny Lore Vault, and they've also recorded the lines that Savathûn spoke on their account, and, well, some of the things that Savathûn says contradict each other. I got one of these lines, Destiny Lore Vault got both of them recorded and put both of them up. And there is a contradiction here that needs to be cited. Go ahead, take a listen to both these lines here, and think about what this means when it turns out that Savathûn is contradicting herself when she tells two supposed truths about how Mars returned.
I asked you before, why did Mars return? This is the truth. I brought Mars back. I learned the secret of the deep, the power to move worlds, and I dragged Mars from its extra-dimensional prison. Why? As a gift. As a test. A gift for your people, and a test of my power. Of course, it can be both. I asked you before, why did Mars return? This is the truth. It's simple. The witness was finished with it. Mars underwent a grueling autopsy, a post-mortem of its collapse. Data extracted, lessons learned. The witness spit it back, covered in incriminating fingerprints. Does that make you angry?
Savathûn's recitations here clearly cannot be trusted. Not exactly surprising given that she's a god of deception, but what she has to gain from confusing us at this point where she is beyond death is, at this point, unknown. However, she is not the only queen with some knowledge of the witness, and I think it's at this point that we can turn to the name of the raid that was announced recently for more clues. It is known as Vow of the Disciple. I told people on Twitter to cast their minds back to the Parasite quest and the dialogue from Mara during it. The dialogue in question is this.
Mara, we found a door. It's like the inside of a pyramid.
A gateway to the Dark City, built by that which commands the nearby pyramid.
The witness.
Not the witness itself, but a disciple.
So what is this place exactly?
A factory, you might call it. Built for the growth and facilitation of those like the very parasite you now hold. Go, see for yourself.
Not to be rude, but how do you know that?
One does not engage with the all-powerful without first gathering the most valuable tool in war. Knowledge.
So the disciple mentioned in Vow of the Disciple is probably the disciple of the witness that is in command of the pyramid, and it seems to be responsible as well for the construction of the Dark City within Savathûn's throne world. It is here that we can also begin to further assess the reason why this ancient evil was sealed away within the pyramid. When Savathûn's Lucent Brood began to rise and take power, the ancient evil was sealed away in the pyramid as it was no longer compatible with the plans of the Witch Queen, and as a result it has been suppressed by the light. But clearly, this contest of wills that was going on in the background is not completely going according to Savathûn's plan, or at very least, her plans accommodated for the fact that she would not be able to completely contain this dark entity. One can tell this thanks to the presence of the Scorn in the throne world, and Finch, during the sake of the Witch Queen campaign, has a line which is a little bit more revealing about this.
The Scorn are supposed to be mindless, but these, they're powerful, organized.
If they act, it's because someone's telling them to.
The Fanatic would be a safe bet.
Oh, you mean Fikrul, the leader, the former leader of the Barons?
Perhaps. He was driven from the Tangled Shore not long ago.
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
And you know this how?
Well, Throne World's bathed in Savathûn's light, right? Supposed to be a capital P powerful, keep anything dark out. And yet, somehow the Scorn found a way in. Makes you think they found some sort of power to match, doesn't it, huh?
Then we don't yet know what we're dealing with here. For now, keep focused on the task at hand, Guardian.
So if the Scorn are here, then something of incredibly dark power needs to be letting them in. It's clear, thanks to the Glycan mission known as Presage from the previous year, that the Scorn have a direct link to the darkness. But what's even more curious is the degree to which the darkness has control over them, empowering these combatants to the levels at which you could see them back in Forsaken, when the Fanatic was the only one capable of dividing the ether between his top lieutenants, the ones who were serving Aldrin. If this force is as powerful as the old Fanatic was, if not more powerful given its ability to maintain a presence in the light of Savathun's throne world, then we can now safely assume that the majority of the Scorn will at some point fall into the thrall of the darkness, or the Witness itself. Of course, this is conflating the two, the darkness and the Witness, and if Savathun wasn't telling the truth originally, well, maybe that is a wise assumption to make, but if she is telling the truth, maybe it's not. We can no longer trust anything that we see at the Altar of Reflection. It all needs to be taken with a grain of salt. But I feel as though it's also worth not trusting everything we hear from the darkness and the Witness. It's been made very clear that they are willing to lie in order to gain advantage, just like Savathun is. And so now, whenever we review a communication from the darkness, especially the origin story that we received 2 years ago at Shadowkeep, the one revealed in the Unveiling Lawbook, or any further communications that we receive going forward, we need to clearly state these are not verifiable. They cannot be trusted. If the darkness, the Witness, whoever they may be, is willing to deceive the Hive to the extent that they have created an entire genocidal species, bound to the darkness's will by blood tribute and the worms of the worm gods, then nothing can be done to trust them. They have clearly shown their hand, and their hand is one full of deceit. Perhaps in time we will uncover more truth about the Witness. Perhaps in time we will truly know what's going on. But for now, unfortunately, we are left only with more questions. And to them I do not have the answers. But maybe, just maybe, if we go deep into the pyramid found within Savathun's throne world and confront this disciple, we can end its violence. We can destroy its dark presence before it further permeates into the throne world. And we will maybe find our answers. But that's all from me for today. If you enjoyed this video, I have a special request for you today. Subscribe and like and all those other regular things, of course, but I have a special request. Myself and my raid team are doing a Day 1 raid, and you can catch that over at twitch.tv/barbaricham. If you want, you will be able to tune in through the entire thing, and you'll be able to see us take on Valve the Disciple in a Day 1 attempt. We've been prepping for this for about a year, ever since Deepstone Crypt, and we did even more prep after Vault of Glass, and you know what? I'm really excited to get into this. It's been a long time since we've had a chunky raid with huge story implications like this. So, come along with us for the ride, and let's see what we can find out. But, as per usual, know that your viewership is quite enough for me, and that in the meantime, my name is Byf. Perodacia ad Astra. I'll see you, Starside.